Welcome. It's Wakey time. The Untrained Eye. So I have a new friend, I hope so. But I was talking to this cat earlier, and he's been watching some videos. He watched the American football video. And he gave me some feedback, and I'm like, please, thank you. Somebody give me some feedback. And he said, to the untrained eye, you're giving out a lot of information. A lot of people aren't going to understand. And that's fair. I like that. So we're going to do something very simple, practical, that will help you. We're not going to get into symbolism. I didn't do any research. There's no etymology to follow. None of that. Just you and your problems. Okay? So if you're having everyday problems, anxiety, stress, you're getting bombarded with thoughts, you're reacting to your emotions, and you have this feeling like there's got to be a better way. Why do I have to keep doing this? Well, you don't. And there's a process. I call it the instructions. Do the instructions. We won't get into all of that and who taught the instructions and whatnot. You can find that in my other videos. But when you're getting that anxiety, you're bombarded with thoughts and emotions, and you want release, you need a break from that. Just stop what you're doing. Take 3 to 10 seconds. Okay? 3 to 10 seconds. You don't have to count. There's no pressure on time. I'm just letting you know it's a very short period of time. And you close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Think to yourself, I am watching myself. And you can say it out loud depending on what situation you're in, but just, you don't even have to do that. Just take a deep breath, close your eyes. Hold it for a few seconds. During that time, you will not have any thoughts. You will not have any anxiety. Now they're going to come rushing back in. Pay attention to them without getting involved. And when you get another chance, do the exercise again. Your mind is reprogrammable. You were programmed. You can reprogram. It's just electricity. We form them into thoughts. We form them into emotions. But that anxiety, that feeling, is just too much electricity. The more you do this simple exercise, holding your breath, closing your eyes, holding it, then letting go, breathe. You're training your mind and your physical brain to do something different than what it's used to. And the more you do this, it will help you. You will gain more control over these things. And a lot will happen that I've talked about in my other videos. And I know not everybody has the time or wants to and go watch all these videos. So we're doing this new one. We're doing a simple thing here. I might do a recap of its Wakey time closer to the 1-year anniversary. Forget about brain parts and symbolism and chakras and all that. Just deep breath in, close your eyes, push it down, exhale. Do it a few times. Do it inconspicuously. You know, if you're like at work or whatever. And you don't have to close your eyes. There's no rules, you know. The closing your eyes, I mean, you can go within yourself without closing your eyes. You do not need to do that. So you could just continue to do whatever you're doing at work or whatever and just and for those few seconds of relief may not seem like much because the anxiety and the thoughts come rushing back in. But the more you do that, it will retrain you, retrain your mind, retrain your brain. Oh, I don't have to do this anymore. They're showing me something new. And this is what prayer is. Some of you pray. I have friends at work who are Muslim, and they pray 5 times a day. I see them doing it. They're laying their head forward on the ground, inverted, at an angle, and they're getting blood to their brain. That's another thing that can help. But what they're doing is they're taking 5 moments out of their day. 5 is significant. The 5 senses, which they're pushing away for the moment of prayer. That's why there's 5 times. I have to give you something. But the point is they're taking that break. They're taking that break that it will ultimately benefit them. But it's also a surrender. This is too much. I don't know what this is. I don't have the information. But let me take a break. And whether it's 5 times a day for 5 minutes or 5 seconds, it doesn't have to be a doctrine. It doesn't have to be a ritual. It does not have to be a rule. It's just something to help you. And that's all I really want to do. I know I make some videos. I get sarcastic, condescending. I have emotional outbursts. It's fun. But my ultimate goal is to help you with things that I was suffering from. And I'm not now. Because I did these simple exercises. You don't have to go learn all the things. You don't have to learn all the chakras and their names and their planets and the signs and the seasons, and you don't have to learn astrology. You don't have to do any of this stuff. But there are simple exercises that will help your life tremendously. And they're very practical. They're based in science. Real science. If you trust the science, do these things. 3 to 10 seconds. I mean, those numbers are burned in my head from watching Bill Donahue videos. It could be whatever, 1 in 7, I don't care. Whatever numbers you want to do. Deep breath. Filled down. Let it out. Keep your eyes closed. And for those few seconds, you have no thought. And like I said, it's reprogramming. It's letting your brain know, hey, we don't have to do this constant, bombardment. I like that word. I got a friend named Brad. He probably likes bombardment. I'm going to ask him after this. And if you want to go learn more about it, go watch all my videos. Go watch other people's videos. Google it. As we say. I mean, there's other search engines. Yandex it. And you can look anything up. I mean, you have all the knowledge in your pocket if you have a phone, if you have a cell phone, if you have a smartphone. And if you don't, somebody you know has a computer. And they still have books at the library. And you might want to learn after this, but if you just want relief, let's start at the beginning. Let us start at the beginning for the untrained eye. And I need to do more of this also. I've slid a little. I mean, I don't really feel like I have, because here's what I did with it. And this won't be complicated. I did these little exercises that I just talked about. Okay? And you are actually exercising your pineal gland. I suggest you at least go look up pineal gland and go from there. But you don't have to. You don't have to know all these things. Okay? So the more I did this, it started to help me with my life and gain control over these issues that plague us all. I forgot where I was going with all of this because I went to no thought twice. What were we talking about? It doesn't matter. See, this is part of it. Letting things go. All right. So let's keep it simple. You have this breathing, seeking within exercise, and then letting it go. All right? And we're just going to keep it with that for right now. I would like to remember where I was going, but, you know. Seek first. Shit happens. But the truth is, everything I'm doing, and I know I can be a little cocky, everything I'm doing is just to help people. I have nothing against your choices. I have nothing against what you believe. I have nothing against your religion. I just want you to understand it further. So I go into a lot of details. And I really do not remember where I was going earlier, but that's okay. Like I said, let it go. Let it go. And maybe it'll come to me. But let's do the exercise again. So, prayer. And I do feel better. I do feel better. I still don't remember, but the point is, would you like your life to be improved, your quality of life? Okay. Would you like solutions to come to you automatically when you ask for them? Solutions to all your problems. This one simple exercise, exercised continually, regularly, routinely. It doesn't take a lot of time. It actually gives you energy. You don't have to spend energy to do it. Just can help you. We have a lot of time in our day. We trick ourselves to think that we do not have a lot of time in our day. That's just the anxiety talking. I have to do this, I have to do that. Okay, but can you take a few seconds before you go to the next task? And if you're going to forget it, write it down. Write it down. But just take a few seconds. Reset, recalibrate. What am I doing? Is this important? And I promise, from now on, I will keep reintegrating something simple Not because you're simple. I'm not dumbing down things. This is not a judgment issue. I get caught up in my world, I mean, I want more feedback. I wish I had more feedback. So when I stopped on the way home and somebody new that I met that I consider a friend, I don't know if he feels that way, but my new friend had some feedback for me. I'm like, yeah, give me some feedback. Tell me what's going on. What am I doing? Not like I'm doing anything wrong, but like what am I doing? How can I improve this? Because that's what it's all about, is improving yourself. How can I improve myself to help you improve yourself? You'll get to all the other stuff. I'm not worried about that. But are you getting through your day? And not waking up the next day with stuff from yesterday piled onto that. And then you wake up the day after that and you have 2 days worth of stuff piled onto that. And you've been doing this for who knows how long, and you're like Atlas and you have the whole world on your shoulders. Pretty sure it's Atlas. But you don't need to carry that weight. You do not need to carry all that weight. It's a new day when you wake up. Treat it as one. Boy, you're gonna carry that weight. Carry that weight a long time. And you don't have to. It's a new day. And it can be a new day every 3 to 10 seconds or whatever you want to do when you do this quick mind-brain exercise. And we'll do it again. Breathe in. Let it drop. Look into the face of wilderness, the darkness. And then breathe. And the more you do that, it will not just be those few seconds where you go to no thought. You'll start to work with the tools God gave you, your brain and your body. You will start to work with them on regulating these thoughts, regulating these emotions, and regulating the electricity within you. And if you want to learn more about it, about the symbolism, about what the energy centers are and how it all works and all the parts of your anatomy, great. I'm going to keep making videos. There's other people out there making videos. Like I said, you have the Library of Alexandria times 1 million in your pocket. And most people do. And if you don't, that's fine. You can find a way to learn things, but I mean, if you don't, you're not going to see this video, but hopefully by putting the energy out there, some people might just pick it up. While we're keeping it simple, though, you have a mind, you're conscious, your awareness, right? Okay? But you're in this physical construct, this body, this vessel. You're a light being. For Star Wars fans out there, Yoda. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. Light beings. And light is conscious, light is aware. And that's enough. You don't have to know all this stuff. You just... I don't know who I'm making these videos for. You know, I have 32 subscribers. I've been trying to figure out how to go on YouTube and find out who they are, because I only know a few of them. I'm sure there's a way. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm not real tech savvy, you know, when it comes to that. But I forgot where I was going with this shit, you know. But like, you have a light within you that's you. That's what your consciousness is. And that's the most you really need to know. And how to use this body. You'll learn stuff after you do these exercises. I'm not worried about that. I do make videos explaining all this different stuff that you might encounter. And I really hope it helps people. But I'm grateful I got some feedback that I can come here and just talk to you. Say, hey, how are you feeling? Would you like it to change? And that's all it really is would you like your life to be improved? And you're in charge of that. I am watching myself. When I started this, anything prior to 2 years ago is not irrelevant, but it's a different story. When I started this in October of 2023, I just kept doing that exercise because I was like, I'm not always going to have the time to sit and meditate. That's where you sit still and you just let go and breathe. And you let the thoughts run and run by and go away. You let them go, let them go. You let the emotions go. You might have memories that keep popping up because you're entering within your mind. And the neurons have all these memories stored. But the longer you sit still, the more you feel better. And I didn't have a lot of time for that. I still don't. So what I did was kept doing the exercise that I've talked about in this video as much as I can to build myself into a walking state. They call it walking in the spirit. Into a walking state of meditation. And then I went from there. And it's your journey. It's however you want to do it. But I don't want to make it complicated if it's getting too complicated. We can start over. We can do whatever you want. You know, people tell me it's my channel. No, it's your channel. I might do. I mean, it's not even my channel. I'm taking orders from elsewhere. You know, it's. God, I don't want to find out if it was my channel what it would turn. Oh my God. So, you know, I'm probably getting way too far, and I keep forgetting stuff. But it's late. You know, I work, counting driving and lunches, 55 hours a week. I'm working. I can relate. People can relate. I get tired. You know, I got to deal with a lot. I'm not comparing myself to anybody. It's all relative. But I'm doing the best I can here, and I really want to help people. So for this, I'm just going to keep it simple. And I'll say again, anything you're getting too much of, which is everything's electricity. You are light in a body that's mostly salt water. It's like a battery charged system. Anything you're getting too much of, thoughts, emotions, it's all just electricity. You can regulate the electricity. It doesn't take a lot of time, but over more time, the more you do it, you will notice a difference. It will improve your life. Just taking a deep breath, pushing it down, letting go, watching the darkness, and then breathe. And then fucking forget about it, you know? Do it again in a little bit. And that's it. You know, anything after that will be your doing. It'll become part of who you are, and you'll live a better life. That's the instructions. I mean, that's literally the instructions of Jesus Christ and everyone who came here to teach us. And we go into those details, and we will go into those details. And for people who like the details, we will provide them. But you don't need all those details. You don't need it. You know, if you're just like, I don't want anything, I don't want this Jesus, or I don't want anything to do with, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you want to improve? This is science. Just and let it go. Deal with the next 45 minutes or so. And if it seems like too much, do it again. That's it. That is all there is. That's all the instructions you will ever need. If you do it. You don't need any of the details. I just enjoy the details. I like teaching stuff, talking about stuff. It doesn't matter. We can repeat this video every time. I really don't care. I just want to help people. And I'm grateful, thankful that my new friend suggested this. So, this is It's Wakey time. The Untrained Eye. And I love you. I wish you all the best and hope every day from now on is the best you can do. Take care, everybody.